Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to your daily American English pronunciation show, which is the Schwa Mill. Well, it's not really daily. I'm thinking about some of our previous shows we had in the past, but we are here Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, and this is an American English pronunciation review show where you send us files to look at, and then we give you feedback and to guide you in that process. There is me. Hi, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. That is one of the four keys to a natural sound in American English, including placement, pitch, breath, trying to weaken your consonant sounds in order to strengthen your vowel sounds. We're going to be talking about a lot of those points today. I hope you guys are doing well, had a good weekend. I also wanted to just say hello to all of the people who have sent us files. We have a private Telegram group for free where people can do so. So if you're watching this and you're like, hey, I'd like to have the chance to have my own audio reviewed, you can go to the video description and look out for that free Telegram group. Send your audio and maybe we'll take a look at it. I'll say hello to David, who says he's amped for the show. And Oscar's hanging out with us as well. Thank you guys for being here. And I know a couple other people are watching right now as well. Good to see you all. Let's take a look at our first file first day and see what kind of feedback that we can give. Our first one. Oh, the audio on this might be a little bit loud, so it may be good to turn down your speakers a little bit. Just a heads up. All right, let's take a look at this.
You just want to be uncomfortable and try to act as comfortable as you can because you don't want them to see.
Okay, I'll play it one more time.
You just want to be uncomfortable and try to act as comfortable as you can because you don't want them to see.
Okay, so a couple things here. Again, everything feels very tight. It sounds to me like we have a bit of tension in our jaw. I would be curious to see, take little phrases from this and let's experiment with them a little bit. So, for instance, let's do the first part.
You just want to be uncomfortable and try.
Okay, so we had that little phrase there, like you just want to be uncomfortable. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and this isn't how we're actually going to talk, but it's an experiment to open up breath and try some things out. Okay, so we had this phrase, you just want to be uncomfortable, right?
You just want to be uncomfortable and try.
Okay, because I'm not necessarily hearing a lot of breath and resonance, and I'd like to try to get a little bit more resonance coming through. So you just want to be uncomfortable. So let's just do the vowels. So we have this oo sound, we have the sound, we have the e sound. It's like e. So what I experiment with is just open your mouth really wide. E. And notice that we're just trying to pronounce the vowels with that wide mouth position. Like e, e, e. You hear I'm kind of trying to send the placement down to do those. So we start a little high, like e. Then we try to move down, e. And we try to move downward, e. Okay. And so play around with the placement a little bit as you do that. So wide mouth position, just doing the main vowels, lowering the placement. And then the next thing I'd like you to do with that is try to link all your vowels together. Can you hear a difference between doing like e and e? What's the difference? E and e. What we're trying to do is we're trying to link the sounds together with the breath, to try to join things together. Because right now things are a little bit detached.
You just want to be uncomfortable and try.
Okay, and you can hear this, for instance, on like the word also like uncomfortable. So like uncomfortable has a lot of different syllables in it, right? And it has some potentially heavy consonant sounds if you're not being careful. So we have the that N sound, we have that K, we had the M sound, we had the F, we had the B, we had the dark L. There's a lot of different sounds in there, right? So let's just try to focus instead of on the consonants, focus on the vowels. It's like uncomfortable. It's like all. Just two schwa sounds, an sound, and an sound with the dark L. All. Can you just do that for me again? Similar idea. Open mouth. Not worried about consonant sounds. Low placement, adding resonance, focusing just on the vowels. So if we put all those vowel sounds together with the previous part, it's like let's just do that a couple times. It's like you just want to be. It's like Earl. You just want to be uncomfortable. Earl. You just want to be uncomfortable. We're trying to just, again, get these relatively harsh consonant sounds out of the way, add a little bit more resonance and breath. That's going to help link things together. Um, for the word uncomfortable, it's a tricky word because the spelling is very misleading, right? It doesn't sound uncomfortable. No, it's uncomfortable. Earl. So always watching out for that word, or even just the word comfortable. Same idea. It's not comfortable. It's comfortable. Okay, the spelling is very misleading on that word in particular. Some other things here.
You just want to be uncomfortable and try to act as comfortable as you can because you don't want them to see.
Okay, I like the pitch jump on the because you don't want to see because you don't want them to see. So you hear the rise in pitch there, which is great. I think the parts before that were missing some of that pitch movement across thought groups. We kind of got stuck at about the same level.
You just want to be uncomfortable and try to act as comfortable as you can because
You just want to be uncomfortable and just try to be. It's like all the pitches are the same. So if we're going to experiment with increasing some pitch ranges among our thought groups here, maybe starting high, and then working our way down.
you just want to be uncomfortable and try to act as comfortable as you can.
It's like you just want to be uncomfortable and try to act as comfortable as you can. Do you see what we did there? Everything we did, we just kind of moved down each thought group. You just want to be uncomfortable and try to be as comfortable as you can. You just want to be uncomfortable and try to be as comfortable as you can. That's what that would sound like if you had every thought group move down in pitch. That's not the only movement. There's lots of possible movements, right? But doing that, I think, is going to increase the range of pitches that you're using, add some greater contrast. The last thing I'll say with this file.
You just want to be uncomfortable and try to act as comfortable as you can because you don't want them to see.
Okay. The other thing I'll say, let's talk really quick about syllable weight. When I talk about syllable weight, I mean how long is each syllable? And in general, every single syllable you're saying here is more or less the same weight. Okay, every syllable is almost the same length. You do hold the syllable on as a little longer, which is nice. Let's listen for that.
You just want to be uncomfortable and try to act as comfortable as you can.
Try to act as, and then you hold that. Can we play around with our syllable weights a little bit more? Like, you just want to be uncomfortable. Do you see what we did there? Like, you just want to be uncomfortable versus you just want to be uncomfortable. You just want to be uncomfortable. Do you see the difference when we slow down on the syllables on uncomfortable versus when we keep all the syllables the same? I would encourage you to play around a little bit with syllable lengths. We don't have to hold syllables super long, okay? But right now, your pacing is very even throughout this. It's not always going to work like that, okay? Just have some parts that go a little faster, have some parts that go a little bit slower, greater contrast. That's going to help with making it's going to help make our speech a lot more comprehensible to our listener while also sounding more natural. All right, so some points of feedback there. I hope you found that helpful. Thank you for sending that audio file. Let's take a listen to our next one. Oh, really quick, before we do that, just a quick shout out to our sponsor, because I want to make sure people know this before it's too late. Our sponsor today is Magnet Lab. That is our group coaching program. That's a little bit different than a lot of other group coaching programs because what we do is we have a private forum where members send in videos of themselves talking about topics that they're interested in. Maybe they're trying, maybe, what are some examples of videos they sent? People send us videos from talks that they give, meetings. They give videos from social media profiles that they're trying to post in English. They give meetings of conversations they have with friends, or even just like vlogs and things like that, podcast episodes, or just videos they're using to practice new vocabulary that they're learning in English. People post the videos in the private forum. Then I pick two, and during class, we analyze them, each video for about 15 minutes or so. That's even longer than what we just did with that first file, by the way. So we're going in depth. We're talking about, hey, how do you improve your body language? How do you sound more natural when you talk to people? How do you give a better first impression? What should you do with your hands and your face? If these are sorts of things you're thinking about to become better at communication, whether online, in person, on video, wherever it may be, then I think this is a program you're going to enjoy. Our members have been growing so fast in terms of their language abilities. It has been great to see. So if you would like to pay the current price point while also getting all these benefits and becoming a better communicator, please do so soon, because on September 1st, the price is going to go up. And if you join before then, that's not going to happen to you for as long as you're in the program. I'm confident you guys are going to like it. So do consider that, because I think it'll be helpful. So I just saw some new people joining us in the chat. But again, check out fluentamerican.com/magnetlab if any of that sounded interesting to you, because it would be great to work with you and help you get your language goals achieved. Gonchip's hanging out with us, just an exact copy of Native Speaker. Good job. I'm glad you have that much confidence in what you produce. That's great to hear. Hello also to Audrey. Thank you for hanging out with us as well today. All right, let's take a listen to our second file for today.
Dinner, drink, different, think, mirror, winter.
Okay. Some of this is related also to the previous file. It's a central point that I want to touch on today, and it's related to that syllable weight. But let's go into a little bit more detail on that. Remember, English is a stress time language, so the stressed syllables are in general going to be heavier and slightly higher in pitch and a little bit longer than syllables that are not stressed. I think one of the things we're seeing in this file as well is that our syllable weights are very balanced. Every syllable is getting about the same amount of strength in time. However, when we reduce, we want to take the syllables that are reduced and make them weaker, generally softer, and faster, in addition to lower in pitch. Let's talk about some examples.
Dinner, drink, different, think, mirror, winter.
Okay, so for instance, a word like mirror. Mirror. You can hear here we're actually kind of going heavy on that, like mirror, mirror versus mirror, mirror. Do you hear the difference on that second syllable where we actually go lower in pitch? We go softer as well. Mirror, mirror. An exercise that you can experiment with. And this isn't necessarily how we talk, but it's to get used to this idea of weakening reduced syllables, is take a word and for the reduced syllables, just kind of whisper them a little bit. Let's get an idea. What are some of our multi-syllable words here?
Dinner, drink, different, think, mirror, winter.
Okay, so some of our multi-syllable words here are these. We have dinner, different, mirror, winter. Okay, so let's play those words again.
Dinner, drink, different, think, mirror, winter.
So what we want to do is on these words with multiple syllables, we want to go weaker on them. So instead of saying dinner, can we say dinner? Hear that difference on that sound? Dinner, dinner. Okay. How about the next word? Different, different. Notice that different, by the way, is pronounced in general with two syllables, so it's not different. Generally, it's different, different. So we're going to just whisper that rint sound. Different, different. Mirror, we talked about mirror, mirror, and then winter, winter. You could also say winter if you want, but winter, winter. So let's again do those whispering the second syllable. So again, dinner, different, mirror, winter, dinner, different, mirror, winter. Okay, so notice, just trying to get those second syllables a little bit weaker. Another little point about these, so you're going to see that we have some I words here, but not necessarily all of these words are going to sound the same. For instance, notice that the word mirror actually has an E sound, doesn't have a short I sound. It's not mirror, mirror, it's mirror, ear, mirror. Dinner will have a short I sound, it's like dinner. Different will have a short I sound, different. Be careful, because a lot of people who have learned English are pronouncing these with the E sounds. They're saying dean in deef versus den in diff. We want to make sure we're using a short I sound on those. Winter will also have a short I. It's like and win. So it's not ween, it's win. So watching out again for those short I sounds. If that's a tricky sound for you, a little tip is to bite the sides of your tongue and try to get an type sound, which we've talked about in previous streams. All right, so those are our 2 audio files for today. I hope you guys found that helpful with regards to trying to weaken reduced syllables. That is going to make a big difference. Even, for instance, in the first audio file we looked at, we didn't see a lot of weakening of reduced syllables. Just play that again quickly.
You just want to be uncomfortable and try to act as comfortable as you can because you don't.
A lot of these words are single syllable words. We did have comfortable, but we had uncomfortable and also had the word because. So notice that uncomfortable. You could do the same sort of exercise. We could go way softer on uncomfortable there. Uncomfortable, uncomfortable, whispering the double part. And then because, you can't say because, but you could also reduce that first syllable because it's not stressed, right? You could say because. I said because. So now we're adding in some qualities of firmness as well to achieve a more natural sound. Alrighty, if you would like to send in audio files for us for next week, I'm looking for more. I'm always looking for more. You can take a look at the video description for notes on how to join the free Telegram group. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for being here. There's a lot of pronunciation resources out there, so the fact that you spend some time of your day here is appreciated. I'll see you all later. Hope you guys have a good day, have a good night, have a good afternoon, and a good